Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MySpace podcast. I'm your host, Miley, and today I'll be reviewing the book Princess of Thieves by Jade Evans. This is book 2 of the Shifters of Sherwood series, and will be the last one I'm going to read because I am not a fan. It's just not my type of book. I was trying it. I know I don't usually like some of the things in this book, like the why choose part, but it was Robin Hood retelling, and I thought, oh, that would be cool. But I don't like it, and I want to enjoy the books that I read, so I'm going to stop, and I'm going to make this video. It's going to be really bad because I have no notes down because I was lazy, and I didn't want to. I wrote the plot/storyline. It's really sad. Really, really, really sad. It'd probably take me like 30 seconds to get through it. I don't know what book I'm going to read next. I have a whole bunch on my list, so I'll start working through it. I got a book at the store, so maybe I'll read that. Hold up, let me grab it. Got Heartless at the store, Barnes & Noble. So, I'll read this one most likely. I'm pretty sure this is one that, it doesn't end, it's not a happy ending. I don't think. But that's also just what I remember from Instagram, and that's been a while, so, I don't know. So, shall we get into this? Let's go. So, rating. I give this book a 5 out of 10. I'm not a fan. And it's not even the why choose part of it, because I decided not to pay attention to that, if I'm being completely honest. It was just, there was the power system, it didn't make sense to me, and there was just not enough context to it, and also her figuring out how to use her powers, I just didn't like it. And there's just a whole lot of things in the end of the book, super crazy, and just kind of kept getting crazier from the end of the first book. And I'm just like, it's really out there, and I'm just not enjoying it. So yeah. No, and I don't feel the need to want to go read the next book. So, yeah. Anything else I wanted to say? Oh my gosh. I can talk about that later. The plot/storyline, remember, so Marion's been taken by Guy. Guy's some character we met in the first one, and now he's taking her, and he's all like, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna, like, fix you, yeah. He's all like, I'm just gonna give you what you didn't get, she's all like, I'm gonna give you what was taken from you, because her family was rich, well, her father was rich, and she would have grown up in a whole different lifestyle, and he was like, I'm gonna give that to you. I'm like, oh, great. So he's keeping her in his house, and he says that she can leave whenever she wants. Kind of. He doesn't really particularly say that, but he like says it. But basically locks her in the house, which I'll get more into later in the spoiler section. I will go over my whole rant that I have on the school dog, because I ranted about it, and I would send it to my friends. So, while with Guy in his house, she's planning on trying to get her identity back so that she can, leave and get her money and actually have a life of her own, because she's never had that. So she is trying to get her birth certificate, which she has to do something that's a little illegal, but we know we'll look past it. Blah, 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 blah. She does end up getting that, and she gets away from him, and she ends up going back with the boys, so she's back with them, and she forgives them after some apologizing, and they all make up. Then, I feel like there's more, but honestly, there probably isn't. Chuck figures out how to get her magic out, like how she can use it. I don't know how he figures it out. He's just the nerdy one who looked through a whole bunch of different old, obscure, mystical texts. Whimsy. What it... Anyways, they figure out what her powers are, which I think I kind of figured out. But I don't know how he knew. I was like, oh, okay. Why did you know? Yeah. And also, there's this other character that comes in who's an old friend of Rob's. I believe his name is Zane. Pretty sure he's not going to be a part of this whole romance, why choose romance, but you never know. He may end up being. Anyways, he's a cop now, and he basically tells them what's happening, and that Guy is really trying to find them, and blah, 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 blah. Guy has also put out all these things saying, like, oh, Marion's kidnapped, blah, 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 and Rob did it. Basically what he's saying, she's not kidnapped, she's gone there willingly. Willingly. Then stuff happens, and the book ends. Yeah. I don't need to know what happens next. So, Marion, off the top of my head, she stays in her little naive ways. Like, I feel like she got more naive. Like, she's all angry that, she's just angry that she trusted these boys and then they ended up hurting her, and yeah. So, yeah, she's all, and then she kept kind of going back and forth between her feelings. Like, she would feel one thing, and then she'd want something. She wanted one of them to apologize, but then when he finally apologized, she was like, or when he finally was like, okay, let's talk, she was like, no, we're not gonna talk. I'm like, you, like, 10 minutes ago wanted him to talk to you and apologize, and he's about to. What? It's so great. Anything else about her? Not really. She wants to help people, and yeah. I don't know what to say. She tries to help people and it doesn't work. And she feels like she has to do everything alone to, like, prove herself. Because she's never... Yeah, I think half the stuff she does to try to prove that she can do it. And also, I feel like this whole big part of her about being, like, a car mechanic and stuff and loving cars, we don't get to see a lot about it. Like, I wish we could have seen more. And I wish she could have trusted people more. Like, she doesn't have to do everything alone. She feels like she needs to prove that she can. The boys, I have nothing to say about them. I have nothing else to say about anybody. So let's get into the spoilers. So, what she does. Technically, she got her money that her father left her, and it was a whole bunch of money, and Guy is going to evict a whole bunch of people, the ones that the boys have been helping, because the whole place is basically poor. Half the people are poor, basically, and they're going to evict all these people, and she's like, oh no, I can't have that happen. So she goes and takes out her money and gives them to people, and then of course she doesn't take out the amount that, like, would be flagged, but even so, when you continuously take out those things, they're flagged. Like, then somehow that brings the cops to the house, and I don't know how. So I'm a little confused. Like, I thought that place was super well hidden, but I guess it's not. So I don't know, man. Yeah. And then, so they come and they arrest Rob. And technically it's Guy arresting Rob. Like, he was all like, "You're under arrest." And I'm like, "I thought you were a lawyer. I didn't know lawyers could do that. I thought it was just cops, but I guess not." Yeah, so Rob gets arrested, and then he tries to escape. Guy shoots him, and then everybody runs. And yeah. Okay, now it's my whole monologue about Guy. Okay, first off, the name Guy. In just one other book that I've read, a guy named Guy was evil. So I take that as being any guy named Guy, he gonna be evil. And this is book number 2 of that. So from now on, in books, any guy that is named Guy, gonna be evil. Also, just, it sounds evil. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, sorry if your name is Guy. But, like, only in books, though. Only in books. I have yet to find a character whose name is Guy who's not evil. So, yeah. Anyways, starting him off, he is so condescending. And he, like, treats her like a damsel in distress. Being like, "Oh, I'm gonna save you." So, like, "I'm gonna bring you back to what you were supposed to be, how you were supposed to grow up. I'm gonna give you that life." I'm like, and, like, in the beginning, she's aware that there's, like, a darker side to him. Like, she's all like, he can't be, like, all nice like this. Like, there has to be something else. But then she kind of forgets about it. And I'm like, continuously. Like, she'll be reminded, and then she'll be like, no. Like, okay, and with the whole, like, you can leave, like, if you want to leave, you can leave. One, he locks all of the windows in her bedroom, so she can't get out, even if she wanted to. She has his maid, who he has been abusing, watching her door, so she can't get out. She literally cannot leave. Also, so... And then also, like, he just will say some things that show his darker side, and she just doesn't notice. And there are just times where he's all just like, he seems all sweet, and she's all like, "Oh, maybe he's not that bad." Like, she doesn't actually, like, completely think that, but I can see that she kind of thinks that. Like, no, I think he is that bad. Also, he destroyed her phone. Like, literally destroyed it. He's like, "Oh, give me your phone. I know you have one, and I can't, like, have you contacting anybody and, like, messing this all up." And she's all like, "Oh, fine." I'm like, I would have fought harder for that. Like, you're not taking my phone. And she gives it to him. He throws it on the ground and stomps on it. So, he destroys her phone. And I don't know why she just gave it up so easily. She needs more strength in her. She doesn't have enough. Also, whole thing with Guy, he then makes it so she doesn't eat a lot. So they're eating breakfast or dinner. They're eating dinner together, and he makes it so basically his maid, the one he's been abusing, because she has, like, a bruise on her wrist, she looks at him, and he basically, like, signals to her what she can eat and how much she can put on her plate, how much food the maid could put on Marion's plate. And Marion notices that she has significantly less portions than he does, and she has more, like, vegetable type stuff. Like, and then also there's this time where where he has this party, and there's these servers, but they never come towards her, and they always, like, stay away from her, so she can never get any food, and she's hungry. And when she tells this to Guy, or when he notices it, he gives her a veggie roll. He's trying to, like, slim her down, but then we figure out it's because for her powers, she needs to eat so she has energy, and there may be a chance that he knows that she has powers, and he just doesn't want her to be able to use them. and he also wants to kill all the shapeshifters. How did I not write this down? Oh, I wrote it down on the notes. Okay, so there's this whole other thing too. So there's this one time where it's like the next morning after she's there, and the maid is all like, go down whenever, guy's waiting for you. So she goes down, and he's down there in a towel. Around his waist. And she doesn't think anything weird of that. Nobody thinks anything weird of that. It's literally him trying to make her like him. It's disgusting. I'm like, why don't I even think I'm just angry. Also, she realizes that he's not as good as a person he is, because he's all like, oh, I want to fight, I want to bring down the injustice, but like the whole town is poor. Like everyone in that town is poor. Well, there's just like the people in charge are the rich people. I'm like, and she sees us and she's like, oh, he doesn't care about that. Also, so guy also basically bought her off of her uncle. It's like they're trafficking her, and he's accusing her of being trafficked, but technically he's the one doing it. Guy is. And he's all like, there's just something you need to give me in return. And you know what that turns out to be? She needs to be his fiance. And he basically tells the whole county, like, here's my fiance, and she has no idea about this. She's all like, what? Like, I wasn't aware that I was aware of it. I saw it coming. So yeah, I love being able to complain about books, though. That's a plus. Because it takes up the whole video. I love complaining about books. Anyways, that is it. I probably will read Heartless next by Marissa Meyer. So we'll see. That is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a good rest of your day, night, week, month, year, life. Thank you and goodbye.